So it really depends on the writer, quite frankly. Some people go looking for stories. They find them around them. Sometimes they have to travel far. Some people steal stories. Some people have stories happen to them, as was the case with me back in 2017, when I woke up one morning to find that Zimbabwe's long-serving president had been outed by his military. And so the story kind of really fell on my lap without me having to work for it. But what I think made the difference is the fact that I made myself available for the story. I recognized that there was something there I could potentially write about. So I think the thing is to move through the world with all the curiosity and the alertness in case stories come to you or come at you while you're not expecting as well, because that's a perfectly legitimate way of telling a story or finding a story. I'd say my biggest hope is that people, especially from places like Jidata, and unfortunately there are a lot of places like those, read the book, if only to participate in the conversation that actually inspired me to write Glory. And that is the question of how do we get free? How do we live in communities, in countries that accord us the dignity that we deserve? And as for concerns, I would say I have none. I mean, I've written the book, it's out of my hands, and it's really no longer my problem. So, yeah, no concerns. Something like the Booker or any other award really is one of those things that happens to you without you working toward that or planning for it to happen. So when they happen, you just honor the moment for what it is and keep it moving. Otherwise, the achievement, what would be an achievement for me, and I feel like I'm already kind of there, is telling my stories as best as I can and on my own terms. I feel like that's really something I can control, and that's all that matters. The rest is out of my hands. So my process of choosing was to limit myself to farm animals. I felt like I could keep the narrative sort of contained in a manageable space. And I assigned animals quite loosely. I didn't want to constrain myself by following expected animal characteristics, because it was important for me, for my animals to exist on their own terms, based on what I wanted out of them and based on the needs of the story. But then there are obvious characters like dogs. Dogs definitely needed to be the military and the police, because they are naturally they have the tendency to be vicious and sometimes unreasonable. Horses, being the larger of the farm animals, kind of fit well with who I had the image of being powerful animal, being a powerful animal. So those, I'd say those were the loose ones, the obvious ones, but the others were quite random. I think finding the emotional center of your story, I think that is a lot to do with writing from an honest place. That could also come from writing, pushing yourself to come up with strong, compelling characters, or a story that resonates. Whatever it is, I think you should try and find out what you do best as a writer. I think that's related to it, and do it well. I'd say instead of fear, I felt this strong sense of purpose, because for me the project was really about resistance. It was about showing up for a moment that demanded me as an artist, as a storyteller, to figure out how I could participate in Zimbabwe's ongoing struggle for freedom, and actually seeing so many of my countrymen kind of show up in their different capacities gave me the courage that I needed to simply do what I needed to do. And I'm reminded of this Toni Morrison quote that kept me company. If I can read it very quickly, she said, "There is no time for despair, no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do language." That's a quote that was close to me throughout the time. With the arrival of His Excellency, Jidada Square came alive. Toluguti, the father of the nation, had such an aura, his mere presence in any space automatically rearranged the atoms in the air and shifted any given mood, no matter how hostile or dismal or foul, to a positive and electric one. Those who know about things say this quality had especially been a dozenfold more potent a long, long time ago, during the first years of His Excellency's rule, when his appearance alone made unripe things instantly ripen to the point of rotting, cured the sick of whatever ailments molested them, turned rocks to mush, deactivated storms and heat waves, rerouted floods, wildfires and plagues of locusts, cured fatal viruses before they even thought of attacking, made dry rivers overflow with water. Yes, Toluguti, the father of the nation's appearance alone, had once upon a time started engines, bent steel beams, and in separate documented occasions made scores and scores of virgins pregnant, so that long before he married the donkey and sired children with her, streams of His Excellency's blood were already flowing throughout Jidada. And now, here was the father of the nation, lighting up Jidada Square by merely happening, by simply being there. The place ignited in flaming applause, and even the animals who not too long ago had been trying to leave were now part of the uproar, standing on hind legs and cheering His Excellency, not just with their voices and bodies, no, but also with their hearts and minds and souls.